Gopala Astrology channel, where the science meets astrology for common man's understanding. Subscribe and stay tuned to this channel for continued astrological updates. Hello, welcome to Gopala Astrology channel once again, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight we are going to have a discussion with Rajiv, and it's the part 2 of Debilitated Planet series. Okay, so last week we talked about the first part 1, and in that we covered few questions that our friend Rajiv listed out and populated it for us. And today we are going to continue our journey with Rajiv, and then he's going to put forward very valuable questions, which all our viewers also may have in their mind. Okay, so I hope you guys will enjoy this question and answer sessions, and please stick on to this video. If you are coming to this channel for the first time, please click on subscribe button and also press the bell icon so that you will get the notification as and when we release the videos. All right, so Rajiv, go ahead and you can ask me questions and what you have in store for us tonight.
Yeah, thank you and welcome, sir. After a week, I was waiting for you, like to have more my answers got clear. And it's how was your week?
Oh, it was a very busy week in my office, and please understand that I do astrology as my passion. Okay, by profession, because many people do not know this and they keep on looking for the appointments on the weekdays. See, basically, as I was sharing with you the other day, I am an engineer by profession and by astrologer by passion. So I learned
Right,
this knowledge of astrology from my grandfather, and also I attended certain courses in Bangalore Astrological Society. Right, so I've been a member of Bangalore Astrological Society, and I learned a lot of things from them. I have a lot of gurus there. I have a high respect and regards to them. And since I left Bangalore, I came to Singapore in '99, and since then I'm here. It's about 22 years plus, and I have been getting more and more practical experiences more than theory. Right, so I always believe in applying the concepts, whatever the teachers and gurus teaches you, it will go and stick there in the mind. But if
right.
you don't use them in practical live case studies, you will not learn better. Okay, no book can
Yes,
teach you what you learn from your own anubhav, right?
right.
Experience. So that's why
Yes,
my grandfather used to always say, experience is the mother of all sciences. Unless you
yes,
don't use there are a lot of tools. See, I'm also a statistician. In statistics, we have a lot of tools. If you don't apply the right tool for the right process, you cannot do the improvement in the process, right? So the same
right.
thing I also apply to astrology, and I see astrology as a very big science, actually. In fact, I would always recommend many of the universities to recognize this as a subject and don't make it as a myth. It's not a mythology, it's a science, it's a live science. Study this properly and apply in your day-to-day. We should break all the taboos, and make the people, common man, aware of it. That's my goal, actually, and that's the
Yes,
reason I
might be your initiative, like bringing it to more practical life to,
yes,
and more related to like from ancient text to this
yes.
like modern text. It will be further make interest to the people to learn this science.
Exactly, because see, even our ancient sages who worked very hard on this subject, like Parashar Maharshi and his team, and so many people, over thousands of years it has come, and their effort would have been to make the common man benefit from this divine knowledge, right? So it is
Right,
fantastic only when you apply it in your own case, in your own horoscope, in your own near and dear one's horoscope. Only then you will realize the truth of this subject. Otherwise, it remains
exactly.
as some subject which is like ooh, and some people will come on and say, oh, the Brahmanda Guruji, he will say something and it doesn't happen, and then people will say astrology is a falsified science and all that. So that is why we should see, we are all engineers, we are all science students. We should use this as a science, apply it, and then see the truth how it works, right?
Right.
So let's begin our journey. I'm going to share the screen. I'm sure you have sent me the questions for today, and our continuity will happen from the last week video. All right. So this is the
Yes.
presentation I have. This is the debilitation planets, and what are the amazing secrets that is there with the debilitated planets. Let's call this as part 2 video. and then I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And so can you see the presentation more clearer?
Yes.
The question number 1 to 5 we have already covered, okay, and 6 to 10 is our goal tonight, to cover the rest of the topics. So would you like to throw some light on question number 6 before I start going into it, Rajiv? What are you
Yes.
looking for it?
Yes. In question number 6, I am looking if some planet is debilitated, what will be the result if it is aspected by the malefic planet?
Okay, so these debilitated planets can be functional, benefic, or any planet in general.
Yes, any planet.
Any planet in
Yes.
general. So it's already
Maybe like if they
debilitated.
are functional benefic, then the bad impact will be less, I think. And if they
Yes,
are,
yes.
yeah, so only the severity will change on the benefic.
Utilities will change. It's like if you are an engineer, you know what is known as FMEA, right?
Yes.
Failure modes and effects analysis. In that, there is a thing called the severity of the failure mode. So the
Right.
severity rating keeps changing, and of course, occurrence depends on the horoscope itself, right?
Right.
We should relate our engineering sciences, whatever we have learned, into
Right.
astrology. So I'm going to take this topic number 6. We will take some debilitated planets, and we'll see and how to make this aspect by the bad planets. Okay, so this is our whiteboard. Okay, I will use this as a whiteboard. Okay, so now you choose the lagnam. Which is your favorite lagnam?
We can choose Leo. I think
Okay,
we have not choose Leo
for a long
Lagan
time.
till now.
Okay, so
Yes.
let's choose Leo Lagan, and then you say that there will be some planet which is debilitated. Can I put Jupiter in Capricorn? Is it okay, or
Yes.
you want something else? I leave the choice to you. Or maybe the
Or
Sun
maybe we can put Sun
Sun,
itself. We will
sun
put.
itself in Tula, Rashi,
Right.
or the Libra, right? So Sun
Right.
gets debilitated in Libra according to classical astrology. This will be the third house, right? So now
Right.
let's put the most evil planet. Let's put Saturn, which stays there, right? See, I don't use the word evil. It's called a negative planet, which is a judge of the horoscope. Okay, so
Right.
the first thing is that the Saturn also is debilitated in Aries, and it's a very good combination. Whenever the Paramashatrus, right, we call them as bitter enemies. Saturn is darkness, Sun is brightness. So when these two are in direct aspects, and Sun itself is weak, what is going to happen to Leo native people? This is the question that we will discuss now. All right, so Leo native people, according to classical astrology, it is ruled by Surya. And when Surya goes to the third house, and it is in the fall house or the Nichasthanam, so totally this man would have the lack of support from the father, because Sun represents father, government, all the resources that we need. It's the engine of your horoscope. So that engine is very weak. The car doesn't move, right? So whenever the engine is weak, it is having some problem, you need to go for servicing your car for your car. If not, you are going to have a problem. So here in this car, the engine is weak. So the Sun becomes very weak, and its own enemy becomes very powerful to look at it. But remember, Saturn himself also is weak, right? So he
Yes.
is not strong enough to push the negativities on this Sun. So that's why I chose
Okay.
this particularly. Okay, and we will move Saturn into different aspects. Then I will give you different effects. So let's talk about this now. Saturn is the 6th lord for Leo ascendant people. So this is the house of challenges, right? The obstructions,
Right.
then accidents, or of course those diseases which can be cured is seen in the 6th house. Now the lord of that 6th house aspecting the Lagna itself, Lagna lord itself, who is weak, who is also in his enemy's house, Venus house. So it is going to make this man's life very miserable. It's not going to be good. He is going to see failures. He will have depressions. And his own Lagan means what? Ascendant means it is Shariram, right? His body.
Right.
His body can have bodily injuries, because Saturn can pose some accidents, and bodily cuts and injuries can be found. In fact, one of the clients, I was talking to him, he had Pluto in the first house in Libra, in deepest debilitation point. In fact, it was happening yesterday. I was consulting a guy, and he had a lot of bodily injuries because his Sun also was debilitated along with that Pluto. Okay, so bodily injuries can be really felt on this man. He will be very accident prone type of a guy. So, what is the remedy for this guy? Is he going to recover from this? Is it the accident prone situation will be throughout his life? No. Answer is no. Whenever there is a dasha, antardasha, or pratyantardasha of Shani, you will have this problem. Okay, because it is
Okay.
always going to be impacting his Lagna Lord. All right. So otherwise, on the rest of the times, maybe other good planets are in effect, and he will lead a normal life. But whenever there is a antardasha of Saturn or pratyantardasha of Saturn, he will have some kind of trouble. Okay, either he can face competition, he can be weak in front of the competition, he will lose to them, and then he may lose the job, or he may be defamed in the office if he's a working person in an office. If he is a sports person, definitely he will lose the game, right?
And he also got challenges from his siblings.
In terms of siblings, they will always get into some court matters. Yeah, sixth house is sixth lord aspecting Lagna in a power which is a weak or a weak person already. So this man may be vulnerable to get into some troubles from the siblings. They will,
Means like it is
he or she,
expecting third house,
yeah,
third
yeah,
house sibling.
yes, yes. He or she will be definitely will be bullied by the siblings. Yeah, he may not, if they are, yeah, if he has younger siblings, they may not respect this man. They will take him for granted and things like that. Now,
And as we say, like the sun is a malefic planet, and malefic planet in bad house, Upachya house is good.
it
So
is
it
supposed to
will
be
it
good.
bring courage.
It is
Yes.
supposed to bring courage. But in this case, he's going to go to his fall house. He's going to
Okay.
debilitated. He has no power in
Okay.
Libra, right? So he cannot execute things. Now, the effect, exact scenario, what you are seeing on the screen, sixth lord Saturn, which is also weak. It depends on the degree anyway. We have to always talk about
Right.
degrees and minutes and in which nakshatra it is there, because Aries means it has got three nakshatra. It may
Eh,
be in Ashwini nakshatra, or it may be in Bharani, or it may be in Kritika one. See, we have to go into minor details. We are everything
Yes.
we cover in a half an hour video or 45 minutes video, but I'm trying to give general outlook. But when you want to really see in-depth analysis, you have to see in which nakshatra Saturn is sitting. So look at the nakshatra lord and where he is sitting in the chart also. So here Saturn is really weak, and his impact on the Lagna lord can be a little bit lesser. That means what type of troubles he can give. The troubles, if you are talking about troubles in the 0 to 100 scale, maybe he may be 50% or even
Okay.
lesser, right? Because he himself is weak there. So he's
Right.
not strong enough. Enemy is not strong enough to come and hit you, but still he's an enemy. He has got something, but he don't have that weapon to whack you. Let us say
Yes.
I move this Saturn right into the Lagna. Okay. Now the scenario changes. What is happening is this man will really have an accident. He will have a major accident. The reason is because sixth lord coming to the Lagna, and he may be in loans. Sixth house is also known as Rinam, right? You have to take debts and survive. So this man can have physically bodily injuries. This man can also have, you know why? Bank loans in a huge way. Okay, and even
Yes.
if you go to private loan sharks, we in Singapore we call it as loan sharks. I don't know what they call in India. So loan sharks are very bad people. They keep black monies of politicians and things like that. So they can go and
Right.
loan you, but they will whack you if you don't pay them on time. Such types of things this man can face because Saturn is powerful in Leo. Yesterday I told you that, right? So Saturn
Yes.
becomes
And sir,
powerful
one
in Leo.
question: this loans you mentioned, is it only the financial loan, or is it a loan from some? If we take some services from our family member, like if person got ill,
Mhm.
so and other person served him, like saved him or giving him, doing him service. So is it also a kind of loan?
Oh yes. See, current. You should not everything convert into currency alone. See, there are so many
Yes.
service activities. A person may serve you, help you, and it may not come in the dollars and cents as a
Right.
currency, but still it's a effort, right? So we
Yes.
normally in Kali Yuga measure all the efforts in dollars and cents. Otherwise,
Right.
it's like that.
Yes.
The
Right.
value that the person is adding, value can be either in the form of a service, it can be a tangible benefit you are giving, or an intangible benefit, but still it is still a benefit that you are adding
Yes.
value. So
So
that is
it is
what
a
is
kind
known
of a
as
loan,
loan. It's
service
a
loan.
service loan. Yes, yes, possible. That also he
Thank
might
you,
not
sir.
be.
That was a good point. Like
Yeah.
earlier, I just thought of only in a financial thing. Now it's now it the thing is clear.
Correct, correct. It can be in any type. So some monetary benefit, or it may be some service benefit. So in this case, you look at Saturn. Saturn, sixth lord, becomes exalted. So sixth lord becomes exalted means he has got a weapon to whack you now. So that guy, Saturn's third house aspect comes into picture on the Lagna lord itself. So and both of them are what? Parama Shatrus. So in this case, Saturn is going to really whack this sun, and there will be some conflict. This man can have bodily injuries. Yeah. So if you talk about third house, it can be arms, right? So his arm may
Yes.
get injured, he may lose a finger, or something must have happened. It depends on the criticality. I'm not scaring here. I'm just telling the picture. You should imagine that there will be some bodily injury, especially on his shoulders or arms or fingers or something like that. So that is also possible. So these things will happen. And if it is Pluto, which is directly aspecting, it may be even more worse. It can be, the person may be killed in tsunami, or he may be killed in some mass killings. Anything can happen. So I'm just giving an idea that debilitated planets can go to this level. All right.
Yes.
So that's the point here. So did we cover this, or you want to put Saturn
Yes.
into another position? Saturn also has
No,
got.
I think,
Yeah,
I think it covered,
it covers
because yes.
Yeah, it's very, very obvious and very, very clear. So let's go back to the next question. Let's go to the slide number 1, and then, sorry, slide number 2. So here, the results of debilitated planets with benefic planets combination. So it's something like Guru Chandala Yogam. So I always keep talking about this. So benefic
Right.
planets are a very benevolent planet like Jupiter or Venus when they are in combination with a debilitated and also a bad planet. Let's put that in as an example. Okay, so let's go back to our whiteboard. So our whiteboard is right here. So let's put Jupiter in his own house. He's very benevolent, he's doing very good in Sagittarius, for example. Okay, so choose a Lagan, choose an ascendant yourself, Rajiv. Sorry,
Maybe we will choose Sagittarius ascendant only.
you want to choose
We will choose,
Sagittarius
yeah,
ascendant,
we will choose now today new ascendants.
new ascendants. Okay, let's put Guru in the ascendant itself. It gets Digbhalam. It gets very powerful directional strength when it is in the first house, right? And we also say whenever Jupiter stays in the first house, he can be the he can give the pariharam for more than 1,000 doshas in the horoscope, right? So he can nullify more than 1,000 doshas in the horoscope. Such is the power of Jupiter, right? So that's why we always say Guru Bhyo Namaha.
So, like if it is in the enemy house or in a debilitated house, like say a Capricorn ascendant, if Jupiter is placed, so still it is the same thing matters, or
It
how
will
is it?
the scenario changes completely. Now let's talk about a positive planet, Jupiter, placed in a positive
Okay.
house with very strong Digbalam. And now, of course, I didn't put Rahu Ketu here. I should have taken the symbol of Rahu Ketu. Anyway, let's assume this is Rahu. Okay, let's just assume, or maybe I will go to internet. I will copy Rahu symbol. Okay, it's okay. We need to get this here, Rahu symbol. Okay, so you can always copy this. That is just for our understanding. See, Rahu is represented by something like this. You can put on images and you can copy. So let's say this is Rahu. Okay, so automatically Ketu also got copied, so which is good for us. So I'm going to copy. Maybe we don't need Ketu for this case. So let's put Rahu alone. Okay, I'm going to trim it off. Okay, so let's put Rahu here along with Jupiter. See what happens. See, Jupiter is like a big pot of milk, and now I just take one drop of lemon juice and add into it a small poison, right? What happens? The milk will lose.
It will.
Milk is a colloid.
All right.
It loses
Yes.
its colloidal properties and it becomes yogurt or whatever. It completely spoils. It loses its milk
Yes.
properties, and that's
Yes.
what this guy Rahu is going to do. Right? So a benevolent planet Jupiter, if he is more powerful than him, he will see all the good things that Jupiter is supposed to do for this native is not going to happen, because Jupiter is very busy in controlling this notorious Rahu. See, it is something like,
Hmm.
imagine there is a class of students, and Jupiter is the guru, teacher. He is teaching his class, and there is one notorious student. He keeps disturbing the whole class. He keeps making noise. He is doing a lot of naughty things. So the attention of the guru is going on that boy, and he may not justify the class. He may not give a very good lesson to the rest of the students because he is trying to discipline this notorious kid in the class.
Right.
So exactly same thing will happen to this Guru Bhagwan. He keeps on controlling Rahu from doing any ill effect to this native. So in that process, what happens? The goodness of Jupiter during the Jupiter Mahadasha or Antardasha, whatever phalam or whatever the result that Jupiter is supposed to give is going to get minimized. If he's supposed to, in a 0 to 100 scale, if he's supposed to give 90%, he may be only giving you 40 or 30%. Because his
Okay.
attention is fully, it depends on
Right.
degree of separation between Rahu and Jupiter. If they are in close
Okay.
conjunction, let us say they are 0 degrees, they are both in the same, then Jupiter's energy will be fully on Rahu, controlling him. Okay, let us normally Guru Chandala Yogam, what I have practically seen in my own experience, plus minus 3 degrees is considered as a very strong Guru Chandala Yogam.
Okay.
In case
And
if
sir, this Guru Chandal yoga will form with Ketu also, Jupiter with Ketu, or only with Rahu?
it is mainly with Rahu. See, Jupiter with Ketu is a very good combination for moksha. Because both of the, see, Guru is a teacher of spiritual things, and Ketu is already a spiritual master. He is a monk. He is the Sarva Parityajya. He has already sacrificed everything in life. He don't want anything. He has renounced. So he is a renounced monk, and when he is in association with Guru, it gives better results, in my opinion, depending on the
Okay.
placement where it is from Lagna. But in case of Rahu, Rahu is very materialistic and a very notorious guy. He always wants to achieve everything. He don't need certain things, but still he want it because he doesn't
Right.
have shariram. He only have the head, and everything he
Head.
wants to swallow. Whatever it comes in his way, he wants to take it. He don't have to bother about digesting that food. You see, he want to eat everything that comes in the way. The digestion is the work of Ketu, right? So that's the way Rahu behaves, and this is a very good example. And the amount of separation between Jupiter and Rahu plays a very vital role. If, let us say, both of them are in Sagittarius, and when there is a term in Sanskrit, Rahu, when it goes to Sagittarius, it's called Kodanda Rahu. Okay, so Kodanda Rahu becomes more powerful as it gets debilitated here. Some school of thought, yesterday I told you, in the previous session I told you, Rahu also gets debilitated in Sagittarius.
Yes.
Okay. Some school of thought people, they say
Right.
that. And some other group of people, they say that it is debilitated in Scorpio. But both of them may be 50% true. In my own experience, I have seen that Rahu gets debilitated in Sagittarius. Okay, so
Hmm.
the thing here is that if this guy is debilitated, like what you wanted to know, and he's in the Sangha, he is
Sangha of the Benefic
association of a
planet.
guru, what happens?
Yes.
Guru try to minimize the ill effects of Rahu for this native.
Yes.
So his thought processes will reduce, and for example, the Rahu wants
And
to,
it's in and Rahu is in Lagna. How does it impact the thought
yes.
process, mental,
So, oh,
mental?
that guy, imagine if Jupiter is not there, imagine I take out this and just put Rahu there, Kodand Rahu, which is negative, he can become a drunkard, he can be a smoker. Okay, the guy can be a man who keeps drinking alcohol because Rahu is intoxication. Okay, Rahu is negative, and this guy will be very possessive. Automatically, when Rahu is here, Ketu obviously will be in the opposite house. Let me put Ketu here. For example, Rahu Ketu are always just the mirror images, right? It always stays 180 degrees. So just look at the position when Ketu is right there in Gemini, right? In this combination, this man will be very brutal to his wife. For example, if this is a male
Hmm.
child, he may even ignore her, he may abuse her physically, and he will ill-treat the wife, and he will give least importance. And this man is likely to marry twice because this is a dual sign. Remember, Gemini is a house of twins, and it's called Dvikalatra Yogam. He is going to have a yogam wherein he has to marry twice. That means either the first wife may die or they may divorce, and they may go for the second marriage unless there is no benefic effect of Jupiter. Now, if I put
Hmm.
Jupiter right there, sorry, the Jupiter, if I put in this picture combination, it's going to alter the whole situation. So his mind will get into control. He may get a guru who can advise him. There may be an uncle in the house, this man will listen to that uncle, respect that uncle, and he will minimize all the marriage related problems. And also his alcohol level may come down. He may not be a notorious guy. Okay. And always remember, the Rahu always works like an amplifier. So if it is with Venus, it amplifies the good effects of Venus. If it is with Jupiter, it amplifies the good effect of Jupiter also. So Rahu works as an amplifier, but it should not be in close conjunction. That's the point. If it is in close conjunction, it takes over the position of Jupiter. It becomes Guru Chandala Yogam. Like you, instead of adding 1 drop of lemon juice, you may add 5 teaspoons of lemon juice. Then the whole milk gets fully spoiled.
Yes.
It gets
So
spoiled.
if you mean like if both Jupiter and Rahu are at some distance in degrees, so then it will be very good.
Yes. Actually speaking, if you are in Kali Yuga, right? See, this science of astrology was done 10,000 years ago. That time people were very, milky white people. That means very white thoughts used to come to them. They were very positive people. But now we have negative people around us, So when you want to face negative people in your real life, you need to have this Rahu combination to some extent. You should have that Guru Chandala Yogam to some extent, because these are the people who break the rules. So they see a green signal. Before even the green signal comes, they will press the gas pedal and move the car faster. They will break the signal light. That's the rule that are broken. More and more, Rahu is closer to Jupiter. It takes over the power of Jupiter. Remember this. So they will. But if they are in, let us say, 20 degree apart. Let us say Jupiter is at 5 degrees or 10 degrees, and then Rahu is at 29 degrees or 25 degrees. What happens? It is going to benefit this guy in a different way. So he is going to understand what is good, what is bad, and if anybody is trying to harm him, he is going to equally harm him back. He is going to
so he will become a smart person.
He is
like,
going to be a very smart person. Yes. For the Kali Yuga, we need to have some little bit of Guru Chandala Yogam. If no Rahu is there, for example, just Jupiter alone is there, this fellow will be abiding rule and regulation very strictly. He will be the best taxpayer. He will be a very honest person, very nice. He will be too soft, too nice a person. So too nice a person also is not good in this world, you see.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So that's how it is. Okay.
Yes.
We covered a very good topic right now in this second question. Let's go back to question number 8. All right. So we are in question number 8 now. So what is this? Can you put some more light on this?
Yes, a result of a debilitated planets which are aspected by a benefic planet.
Okay, so in fact, this is exactly the same, but in the aspect. Okay, I will explain you a little bit more about this. Okay, aspect is a very important topic in Vedic astrology. Okay, please understand, all the planets, okay, will aspect directly 180 degree opposite house. Okay, and the aspect strength will be maximum at 180. And it's going to reduce as it is going away from it, right? So that means if Jupiter is at 10 degrees in Sagittarius, its aspect on Gemini, 10 degrees will be max. It will be 100%. Right. Let's say in Taurus and Cancer, its aspect will keep reducing. Okay. The intensity will keep reducing. And aspect is specially given to Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars. They have additional aspects other than degree aspects. So that also comes into play, right? So what we will do, we will put an evil planet or a debilitated planet. Let's put debilitated Mars here, okay? And I'm going to put Jupiter right there in Pisces. Okay, it is the benevolent planet aspecting a debilitated planet. This is what you are looking for, correct? Right. So you choose the ascendant, my friend. Which ascendant you want? You want which one you want?
We can go for this Aquarius ascendant.
Aquarius ascendant. Okay, let's put Aquarius ascendant. Rahu Ketu, let it be anywhere. It doesn't matter. Okay, so it doesn't matter where is Rahu Ketu. So what we do in this case, So we will try to understand Rahu Ketu. Let's take it out from the equation. Let's only focus on the aspect of fifth house aspect of Jupiter on a debilitated lord. Okay, third lord is getting debilitated right there in the sixth house. Right. So here, Jupiter being the lord of 11th house. Let's make this guy as 11th lord. Is it 11th? Yes. So 11th lord Jupiter, okay, goes and sits in the second house. This is second house, okay, for this combination. I'm just preparing everything in front of you. So this should be an open whiteboard. Now, this combination, how does it help? So for this guy, third lord, Trigbhava lord is in another Trigbhava house, but it is weak, right? So third lord is weak means iska dhairya kam hoga. That means his courage will be reduced. So this man, see, the planet like Mars, they like to be in the sixth house. The soldier always like to go to the war field. He wants to fight the war, correct? So it is there in the war field, but he is weak. He is a soldier who is not equipped. He is not trained well. He is not having that ferociousness so that he cannot attack the enemies. But now the minister Jupiter, who is the Labhadipati, goes and sits in the second house of family, and the family will strengthen this guy, and he is going to get the aspect and courage from some elder brother or some father or some fatherly figure, who is elder than him. Jupiter always represents the elder person, and that fellow is going to motivate and train this guy, to become more bold and how to face the exams, how to face the competitive exams, for example, because Jupiter is all about academics, right? So this man will fight for it. He may lose in the first attempt in a competitive exam, for example, but in the second attempt, he will get a very good tuition teacher or someone who can push this guy and write the exam very well. In the second attempt, he will be successful.
Yes. Right? So and he's getting basically the moral support from the family.
From the family, and also Labhadipati. See, according to classical astrology, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter also. Right? Yes. So, which I personally don't think now, because after I got the knowledge from Greenstone Logo, definitely I think only the Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. But still, we have to still respect the old Rishis concept yet. I am not fully abolishing it, because I'm using this concept of Vedic astrology for Dashas and Bhuktis, because we don't have any alternative till then. So I'm going to put this Jupiter as second lord and 11th lord aspecting your courage lord. So that way you will get that support, and he's going to boost. So
11th lord means Labhadipati. He's a gaining, means the from finance also. He's
yes. There will be a financial support. So that guy is going to support this man financially also, and with that financial support, even it can be an elder sibling, because 11th house represents elder sibling.
Yes, elder sibling.
So the elder sibling is going to push this guy and give him moral support, and even if needed, financial support. Suppose this guy wants to study engineering. He was not taking very good marks in the first attempt to get into engineering college. And the elder sibling, will think that no, my younger brother will lose the battle. So let me go and give moral support and also pay his fees or something like that. So this man get a good education, and he will get courage, because third house is all about courage. So that's what
I think that will be the more chance, because Jupiter is itself is an elder, and 11th house the elder sibling. Correct. And also the finance. So he will support through money and through moral support.
Correct. So I think we took a very good example for our audience to understand. We should apply it. What we are doing, it's just a live example. We just took it. We didn't prepare for this video. We are just doing live for the audience, so that they should appreciate that yes, this is how we have to interpret the knowledge. See, it's no use you have the knowledge if you don't apply it. Now we are applying it. And if you happen to see a horoscope of a person who was motivated by elder brother, and then he really studied well, and he was weak initially, he was not a brave boy, but later on he got into courage, and he really completed his education well and all that. If you see any horoscope, you can relate something like this, and then you can come. So always,
by God grace, this thing will come as an exact match, what we have seen, and also the today's concepts.
Yes, that's the beauty of astrology. All right.
Yes.
So let's enjoy the next question, my friend. What was your next question? I'm going to go back to that slide. So we completed 6, 7, 8, and we are in the ninth one. So debilitated planets or combust some more. Okay, so
Yes.
combusted planets, I mean, debilitated planets are already weak and they even get combust. So let me throw some light on this combustion of planets. What do you mean by combustion of planets? Let me go back to the whiteboard. See, let's put Surya here. Okay, so let's put in the same example, Sun. Okay, already the Mars is weak and now there is a sun there next to it. See, please understand, whenever any planet comes very close contact with sun is a fire, so it's a ball of fire which is glowing. It's a star basically. So anybody comes nearby, they get burnt off. We see that's combustion. Combustion literally means it burns.
Yes.
So this combustion, practically different people have different school of thoughts. What I have seen is when it comes in close conjunction of plus minus 3 degrees again, only then we consider it as complete combustion. Okay, see, the combustion between sun and Mercury always keeps happening usually, because both of them are moving always together. So even if it's plus minus 5 degrees, I will not consider it as a combustion, but I will always call it as a Buddha Aditya Yogam. In fact, instead of getting it as a negative yoga, it will become a positive yoga when Buddha or Mercury goes there, because Mercury is intelligence already. And when it is in the plus minus 5 degrees or plus minus 10 degrees with sun, the person gets razor sharp brilliance. I call it as a razor sharp brilliance. I have seen people like Vishwanathan Anand or any very strong logical oriented persons, they will have that combination. Intelligent people. So we should.
And also I have seen they are the fast learners. You tell anything and they learn everything very fast.
Yeah, because you must understand, sun is the soul and Buddha is the intelligence. So when they are in sync, right? So they will always, the Buddha Aditya yoga is very powerful yoga, and in which house it is forming, we have to see, and then make many other conclusions, of course. But please understand, when Mars comes in close conjunction with Surya, and it is already debilitated, and it becomes extremely weak here, extremely weak. If it is within 3 degrees, this guy will be very, very darpok, we call it in Hindi, right? This guy will be very scared, and he will not have the courage to come out, in Mahabharata, there is the role of a guy called Uttara, right? Uttara Kumar. So Uttara Kumar was a very scared person, right? He could not even go to the war. He could not even lift the sword, and he was boasting. So such kind of things can happen. The man will be courageless if this Mars gets completely combusted with sun, and if it is happened to be the third lord anyway in this example. So, of course, Jupiter is throwing its benevolence on this combination, but still, if it is very close to sun, it gets burnt off. So that part is really, really affected. But if the angle increases, if they are a little far away, like 10 degrees and all that, it's not that bad, because sun and Mars are also friends. Mars is there and sun is a king. So king gives the commands and tells the soldier, go and kill. So he will do it without asking a question. Once the command comes from the king, sun and Mars are very good friends, but it should not come very close. They should be having some gap of 6 to 10 degrees. Then it will be working very effectively. Both of them are friends, and their best friend is Jupiter also. And if Jupiter aspects this, the ill effect of the debilitation part of Mars can be neutralized as well. So it's all permutation, combination of angles.
And also, like in the 6th house, Mars gets some Digbala also.
Yes. Mars likes to be in the 6th house because it's a soldier. It wants to be in the warfield. You put a soldier inside a very comfortable house, 4th house, he will become lazy, right? But when he goes to the 6th house, he will be very active. If he's in Lagna, like, the man will have physical fights with people. That's the problem. Mars, if it is not well placed, he can have physical. Whereas if he goes to 10th house, he will get the Digbalam, very powerful, and he gets even exalted in Capricorn, right? He will be workaholic. He will slog, he will work for his boss, and the bosses will get benefit from such people who have 6th house Mars. Okay, they always will be curious to work. They don't ask you questions. They just follow instructions. All right. So that will cover that question. let's go to the slide number 2 again and see what else we have. The last one is debilitated planets or retrograde. A smart question. So now the planet is debilitated and also it's retrograde. I said, let's go back to the whiteboard. I used to say, let's put Venus, okay, in Libra itself, okay, and you choose the ascendant, my friend. Which one you want? Let's say Venus is in retrograde.
No, then this Libra Venus should be in Pisces to be debilitated.
To be devil. No, Pisces is exalted. Virgo.
Okay, sorry, Virgo.
It should be in Virgo for debilitation. So let's put Virgo,
Right.
Venus, and which ascendant you want? You want Pisces ascendant itself? It will be easier to talk about marriage and partnership.
Yes.
So let's
Right.
put number 1 here, okay, and let's put Jupiter. Let it be there. It's very interesting. So Venus is now retrograde. Let's put other planets outside, okay. Let's not have those things. It will cause confusion. And this is number 7. I will make this as 7. Okay, so this is the Pisces ascendant personality. He has got a debilitated 8th lord inside the 7th house and also retrograde.
Right.
And then it is aspected by actually so-called enemy of Jupiter, of Venus.
Right.
So Jupiter aspects its 10th lord aspects the 7th house. So what happens? This person, 10th lord in the 1st house means he will be very workaholic. So he will not be able to spend time with his spouse. Right? As a result of that, spouse will be very frustrated. So, in fact, in my opinion, when this direct drishti happens between, even though both of them are Shubha Grahas, both of them are benevolent planets, which gives the best results. But when they are exactly opposite to each other, what happens? It clashes the ego of the husband and wife. Even if they are in the business partners always have clashes. Both of them try to do good things, but in opposite ways. So one is Guru is the Deva Guru, and this one is Daitya Guru, Shukracharya. Right? So both of them have different school of thoughts in their mind, and they will drive this marriage crazy. And the 8th house effect always comes. Ashtamadipati is sitting in the 7th house as a loss of that will cause problems in marriage. And this guy cannot communicate with his wife. So there won't be much of sexual unions also. There will be a lot of problems in marriage, and the wife will be felt very frustrated with this man, and he or she may, if it is a lady, it may be the other way also. The lady may be a working person, financially sound, and she doesn't, of course, this is 10th house, not 11th house. So the 10th lord becomes dominant here, sitting in the lagna, it gets Digbalam, and it is aspecting the 7th house. So what happens? The person of this nativity will prefer to work more, spend more time on the work rather than the home. With this,
and the reason for less communication is because 8th lord is in 7th house.
Yes, 8th house is also secret. They will always be doubting each other. And Venus in the 7th house gives extra indulgence. Okay, something extra always. But here it is debilitated. So the person will be defamed only simply for this husband has an affair. They will say maybe he is not. He is very much workaholic. He is going to office, staying overtime, and he will be working and working for his boss. But this lady in the house, she is thinking this guy is coming late to the home, and he may be having some affair. So the misunderstanding starts in the mind of the lady who is there in the house, right? Because the man is not coming. That's
and this retrograded, like you mentioned earlier, they will give more impact after 35. So maybe
yes,
after 35, that lady will start questioning that person, and before 35, he is fine. Is it like that?
In that way, see, we cannot say exactly. If let us say, for example, Venus Mahadasha or Venus Antardasha keeps coming in the 20s. If let us say the couple get married by 28th year, and Venus Mahadasha starts also by 29th year. So the next year after the marriage itself, the problems may start, because Venus is going to be the poison here, because it's the 8th lord. Remember, 8th lord Mahadasha is always going to be very testing. So that's the point here. So we have to see which is the Badak, Marak. So many things are there to analyze in the chart, but by just general rule, when we put two Shubha Grahas also, when there is a retrograde and when there is a Nicha position for that Shubha Graha, it is going to cause problems. Okay, I'm just
Okay.
putting seventh house here as an aspect for marriage and business partnership. See, same thing you have to apply for business partners also. They may be very best
Yes.
friends. They will be, once they tie up the legal bond, when they sign up as partners of ABC Corporation, something. So the
Yes.
moment they sign the bond, seventh house will get triggered. Before that, they may be very good friends, but the moment they sign the contract as partners, or the moment the husband and wife, the boyfriend and girlfriend, the husband ties the knot as a wife, husband and wife, they become legally, then the seventh house matter will become triggered and they will have a problem.
Okay. So basically,
Because
then this person should not indulge in more on the partnerships.
yes, yes, he has to be very, very careful. So it is
Yes.
better to do the business of his own on his own. He can be a sole proprietor. That is better because he's workaholic. Jupiter is the lord
Yes.
of 10th house, sitting in the first house. He can do amazing things by himself. Better do not go for partnership. If you go for partnership, he will be cheated. That is the
Right.
that is the point. So did I
Okay.
answer your question?
Yes. It answer one question left. Like for the
Yes.
combust planet,
Yes.
like you mentioned, for the retrograde planet, we are having we need the maturity. For the combust planet, is there any limitation? They will be mature or not, or they will give the similar kind of
Okay,
aspect.
see, once something is burnt, right? Burning is a chemical reaction which is irreversible. So you should
Okay.
apply the same. Saral, see, this is called Saral Jyotish. Very
Hmm.
simple concept. Apply. Imagine these planets are all living chemicals, in my opinion. So certain things, once it is combust, it's burnt. For that janmam, for that lifetime, it is there and it's there. That's it. You
Right.
you can just do some homam, havan, or something like that. Or I don't even recommend gemstones to improve. See, some jyotishis are there. If there is a combust planet, they will give the gemstone for that planet and they will assume that it's going to increase. That is a very, very negative concept. Please understand
Okay.
the gemstones that you are going to wear is only for your Trikona lords or Kendrasthana lords or any
Right.
beneficial planet. The moment you take any planet which is negative already and you try to enhance that planet's vibration in
Energy.
form of
Yes.
gemstones, is going to spoil the person's
Yes. I have seen the details in your one of the video, like with you have shooted
yes,
with one person, and he mentioned they have astrologer has recommended the gemstone
yes,
uh,
yes.
Trik Bhavas to them, and
Oh,
it was yes, it was very bad.
very bad
Yes.
experience. These were some of the live case studies my other
Yes.
friend must have shared with me.
Right.
Definitely, that's why always thick bhavas and the combust planets. These are irreversible chemical reactions. It cannot go out of it, and you cannot come out of from that. You have to be very careful, and this is your prarabdha karma. You are born with
Hmm.
that, and that's it. So it's like something like you are born with one hand, for example.
Yes.
You didn't have any accident, but physically handicapped. That person, you cannot fix another hand unless we have got 3D printing and all that. You lose your liver, they cut half liver and they can grow your liver in the lab and they will fix it. Maybe the technology may come after another
Yes.
50 years or 100 years. I don't know. With our limited knowledge, as per this time frame, I can say clearly that certain things are irreversible. So you should avoid those things. That's all you can do. Instead of
Right.
enhancing and embracing the problems, you should avoid those problems and deal with it. You just say, okay,
Right.
okay, this is the way I have to communicate well, but I may not communicate well with my spouse. So I will do my best to do whatever I can. Okay,
Yes.
that's all. Certain things happen naturally, I cannot control it. So only
Right.
thing that advice to this person is try to talk to your wife, give her more information, give her a call, give her a text, something, keep her informed about your whereabouts, something like that we
Yes.
can say, but he or she may not do it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that's the destiny. We cannot change it much. Some people say, oh, I will do this home. You spend 1 lakh rupees and you will get. Those things are all nonsense. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Right.
All right. So
Yes.
with this, can I say we have covered these videos, all the questions that was in your mind, and I hope it was an interesting session about
Yes,
debilitating planets and
right.
various combinations and permutations. How is it going to behave? And whenever there is
Yes.
a auspicious benefic planets which are looking into these debilitated planets, definitely the results can increase. It will increase.
Hmm. Yes.
Especially when there is a Lagan and Rahu Ketu, ascendant and Rahu Ketu axis, and when there is a Jupiter's influence on the seventh house, the marriage will still be there. The moment you see
Hmm.
the horoscope, you see, oh, you have an ascendant, you have a Rahu, and you have Ketu. You will be scared to see, but do not make any conclusions about the marriage until you see the aspects, who is aspecting that seventh house, and who is there with the seventh lord, and what is the condition of the seventh lord, how strong is the seventh lord. So all that
Yes.
you have to assess, and also for more details, you have to go to the divisional charts. See,
Right.
this is like it's a huge Empire State Building. The horoscope
Yes.
DB chart is a huge building, and you are looking at the top view, and you cannot know different floors. What is
Right.
it. So always, if you
Yes.
want to go and look into the relationship,
Each section wise, like in a building, we have many rooms. So
yeah,
for career, we can see the different divisional chart. For marriage, we can
we
see the
can
different division.
marriage, you go and see the D9. For children, you go
Yes.
and see D7. All that.
Yes.
Until you, whether what your learning curve, the D24 is a very, very good chart. You can know on D16 Shodashamsha chart. You just take everything as D1. How you interpret D1, you interpret those areas individually and look at
Hmm.
the Lagan. For that, you need accurate time of birth. That is very important. You
Yes.
assume something wrong and you draw wrong conclusions. That is why what
Yes.
I've seen worldwide, many astrologers are scared to talk about divisional charts because of the
Right.
accuracy of time of birth is really bad.
Hmm.
In fact, if you look into my videos, I've made a video. What is the correct time of birth that you should record? Is it the cutting of the umbilical cord? Is it the clipping of the umbilical cord? Is it what is it? The moment the baby first cries, you should take that
Yes.
time. What is the time the real soul enters the body? So that's a big debate. I have made a nice video on that. If we can always share that. So if you know
Right.
exact time of birth, the umbilical cord was cut off, and the first time the baby cries, we say the soul has entered the body at that point of time. So if you capture that time, you are very lucky. Then you will have, even until D60 chart, you can be very, very accurate, right?
Right.
Until you go to that level of accuracy, you can do it. So 48 seconds once the lagna changes in D60 chart. So it's quite
Hmm.
dangerous to understand and to interpret D60 without knowing the accurate time of birth.
Okay.
These are all there, and astrology is a very, very vast science. The more you know, the more you don't know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
that's astrology for you. Okay, so see
Yeah.
you. Good night. Then have a nice
Yes.
weekend, and we will catch up next week with more
Sure.
interesting questions. All right.
Right. Right.
Bye
Sure.
bye.
Yeah.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
And
Bye,
viewers
sir.
always can put your questions in the comment section, and whenever I have time, I will try to address it. Thank you very much. Bye bye, guys. See you.
Thank you. Bye.